Good morning, everybody. It's Nancy again from the Southgate Center. What we're going to be doing today is total stretch, but what we'll be doing it in two different formats. The first format that I'm using, I'm going to be doing stretch on the mat. Equipment you're going to be needing, you can, if you have a band, go grab it. I'm actually going to use a guy's tie. Now the second part of the class, I'm going to do a stretch on a chair. The moves that I'm going to make on that chair are going to be very similar or almost exactly the same as the ones that I do on the mat. So I'm going to get Guy to get that music going, and we'll do a little bit of a warm-up. Always warm up, no matter if you're doing a stretch, cardio, weights, anything. I always stretch, roll those shoulders. And left hand, just over your head a little bit. And the other hand. And let's get those from the waist down, warmed up a bit of a hula, and march a little. Get up on the tiptoes, warming up the feet. Now bring the knees back, not the knees, but the heel. Feel the warm up in my upper leg. Great. I think we're pretty well warmed up. So you can either lay down on a mat or lay down on the carpet. The first thing I'm going to do, sitting up nice and straight, I'm just going to put the bottoms of my feet together. Now if you can't do that, just cross at the ankle. That's your choice. Posture straight. I don't want anybody bending at the waist. Posture straight. What I feel when I do this, I just feel the warming up of the hip, the stretching of the hip area, the upper leg. Posture's perfect. Might as well pull that belly button tight. Excellent. I'm going to lay down. The first thing I'm going to do is I have my knees bent, is a hip hike. I'm going to put my hands to the side. Now a hip hike is just my left hip sliding along the mat towards my left elbow. And the other side. And the other. So my hips are still on the floor. They're just sliding just a bit. Excellent. Let's do a pelvic tilt. Now, a pelvic tilt is just knees together, push down on your lower back, and just very slightly lift that hip and bring it back down. Hip hike, or pardon me, pelvic tilt. Let's do 3 more of those. Make sure you're breathing, don't hold your breath. One more time. Excellent. Really feeling a nice stretch in the lower back hip. I'm going to keep my hands to the side. I'm going to lift up my right foot, cross it at the knee. Now, if you aren't able to cross it at the knee, you can always cross your ankles, your choice. But I'm going to have mine crossed at the knee. My hands are to the side. I'm going to turn my head to the right, but I'm going to put both knees to the left. I'm going to hold that for about 20 seconds. Now keep your head to the right, but I'm going to face you just so I can talk to you. So where I'm feeling that stretch is all in that right hand side of my hip, the body. I'm relaxing my shoulders. I'm going to even try to relax my hips. Now bring those knees up. Uncross. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. This time, if you want, left ankle over the right ankle, if that's what you want. I'm going to put my left knee over my right knee. And now with both knees, I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to keep my head to the left. Once again, feeling that lovely stretch all of the left side of my body. I'm going to relax my shoulders, relax my hips. Let's do 2 deep breaths. Breathe it in and out. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Once again, approximately 20 seconds. Now bring those knees up. Uncross your legs. Let's do that hip hike again. My knees are together and my left hip towards my left elbow. Right hip, right elbow. One more cycle. Left hip. And right hip. Feels really good. Loosening up the hips. Pelvic tilt, push down in your middle back. Just lift that hip tiny bit. So tiny that maybe only a piece of paper can go under. 2 more times. Pelvic tilt, push down, lower back, and lift up those hips. 1 more time. So you're stretching that lower back, and it feels, once again, so good. Excellent. I'm going to have you grab your tie or your band, whichever. With your right foot, I want you to put that band under the ball of that foot. Both hands are around the band. My knee is always loose. Don't ever lock your knee. So the knee is loose a little bit. What I'm going to do now, just pull down a little bit with my hands. I'm going to point my heel to the ceiling. When I do that, I really feel a stretch in the back of that leg. I'm also stretching the hips. Holding that for about 20 seconds. Now for the last 5 seconds, I want you to just put that foot a little bit towards your head. Maybe about 1/2 inch. I'm not talking a great amount, just a little bit. And bring it back. Now put both ends of the band into your right hand. I'm going to put my left hand to the side. And with my right foot, I'm just going to pull it over to about 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. And I'm going to see if I can hold it for 4 o'clock. Now while I'm holding it for 4 o'clock, my right elbow is actually on the floor. So I'm stretching the legs. I'm not really doing a strengthening here. So I'm going to hold it for that 20 seconds. Now if it hurts, don't do it. I'm going to do 2 deep breaths. And out. 1 more deep breath. And when I exhale, I'm going to put that right leg a little lower. Feeling that stretch. Excellent. Let's bring that leg back up. Now I'm going to grab with my left hand, right hand to the side. I'm going to straighten my left leg, and I'm going to pull to 11 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock. I'm trying to keep my hips on the floor. 2 deep breaths. And when I exhale, I'm going to try to go a little further down, relaxing my shoulders. And bring that leg right back up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to put my left foot into the band, pull down my right. So it's at the ball of my foot, both hands on the band or the tie. Knees are bent just a little or loose. I'm going to point my heel to the ceiling, really feeling the stretch all along the back of that leg. Seconds. I said 60, but I meant 20. Now put your toe towards your head a little bit. Just hold it, maybe about ½ an inch towards your head. And relax. Now take both bands into your left hand, put your right hand to the side. Put your left foot to 11 o'clock. $10 o'clock. $9 o'clock. One deep breath, breathe in. When you exhale, let's see if you can get that foot down a little farther. Excellent. Really feeling that stretch. Keeping in mind it's your class, you do what you're able. Put the tie in your right hand. I'm going to put my left hand to the side. Heel pointing to the ceiling just a bit. I'm going to put my left foot 1 o'clock. I really feel this stretch in the back of the leg when I go on this side. 2 o'clock. And 3 o'clock. 1 deep breath. Breathe in. And out. When you come out, see if you can go with your left foot a little lower. Relax those shoulders. Excellent. Bring that up. Remove your tie. Just put it away. I'm bringing my ankles or my heels up to my fanny. We're just going to do that hip hike again. So left hip towards left elbow. right hip, just loosening the spine, left hip, and right. Hands to the side, a bit of a pelvic tilt, just to straighten that spine. And bring it down. 2 more. One more. The next thing we're going to do is lift your right knee or right foot up, put it across your knee. Now once again, like I said before, if you find it's just not going to go up that far, just put it across your ankle. Across my knee. All I'm going to do here with my right hand is gently push. When I'm pushing, I can feel all the stretching in the hip. I'm going to relax my back, relax my shoulders, feeling a lovely stretch in the hip. Just gently pushing, I'm not pushing hard. Let's do 2 deep breaths. One more. Stay in that position, don't move. I want you, if you're able, get up on your elbows, then get up on your hands. And all you're going to do, if you're able, is put that fanny towards your left ankle. When I do that, what I'm doing is just making the stretch around the hip and the leg a little bit stronger. If you can't do this, that's fine. Maybe you'll stay for the seated class, stretch, and I have a move that's not quite as awkward. Bring your fanny back, head down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Put your left foot up, either around your ankle or across your knee, your choice. Left hand very gently pushing down. Don't ever push on the knee, always push above. If it hurts, don't do it. So let's do 2 deep breaths. One more. Excellent. Now we're going to do the same, bit of an awkward move. It's up to you whether you want to do it. I'm going to get up on my elbows. Then I'm going to get up on my hands. I'm going to put my fanny towards my right ankle. And once again, just a little bit more of a stretch. One deep breath. And out. Put your fanny back. And down. Uncross those legs. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is flip over onto our tummies. And what I'm going to do next is get up on all fours, and I'm going to do what they call the cat and the cow. First thing is the cat. Middle of back, up towards the ceiling. Elbows are loose or bent, don't ever lock it, or lock any of your knees or your elbows. Now for the cow, tummy towards the floor. 3 more. Cat. And cow. Looking at the wall in front. Cat. Such a simple cow stretch. Great if you've got lower back problems. Cat. And the last cow. We're going to roll over to our back again. Body is straight. Hands towards the ceiling, or not the ceiling, but the wall in behind you. All I want you to do now with your left side of your left foot and your right foot, drag it over to the left-hand side of the mat. Left hand, right hand, drag them over to the left side of the mat. So what I'm doing is creating a bit of a C shape. With that shape, I'm stretching the entire right side of my body. Just holding it, 20 seconds. One deep breath. Excellent. Let's go back to center. Do the same thing on the other side. Right hand, left hand to the right hand of your upper mat. Right foot, left foot to the lower right side of your mat. Once again, nice stretch, stretching the entire left side of your body. One deep breath. And come back to the center. Now the very last stretch that we're going to do is stretching the entire body. So hands above your head. Put your heels pointing to the wall in front of them. Put your toes pointed to the ceiling. Stretch that entire body. Keep stretching. Now point your toes to the wall in front of them. If it cramps, don't do it. Sometimes the feet do cramp when we do those points. Excellent. So that is the end as far as the mat stretch is concerned. So very slowly I'm going to get up off the floor. I say slowly because when you're laying on the floor you don't want to get up very quickly. So what I'm going to do now is grab my chair. I'll be back in a second. So welcome back everybody. So here we are. We've got a chair. I'm going to do the same exercise that I did on the mat, hopefully use the same muscles. So let's warm up a little bit, just in case you were just watching when we were doing the mat. Chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Warm up the hips, tiptoe. Might as well warm up those ankles a little bit. Excellent. So the first move that we're going to do, you have a choice. You can either cross your ankles, or you can go like me. I'm putting the bottoms of my feet. I hope I don't fall off this chair because I'm sitting right at the edge of it. All I'm going to do is stretch those hips. Posture straight. I find sometimes if you bend a little bit, you're actually accommodating, making sure that you're more comfortable. Comfort isn't really what I'm looking for here. I'm really looking for stretch. So my posture is straight, my chin is always back. Hold stretches for about 20 seconds. If anything hurts, don't do it. Excellent. Next thing I'm going to do is the hip hikes and those pelvic tilts. So I'm going to put my hands to the side. Now for the hip hike, all I want you to do, the posture is nice and straight, is just lift that right hip a little bit as if you're trying to reach your right elbow. And the other side. If you're finding cramping, don't do it. Other. We're going to do 4 on each side. And other. 2 more each side. And other. 1 more. And other. Excellent. Pelvic tilt. All you're going to do with the pelvic tilt, that kind of stretches the lower part of the back. Posture's nice and straight. Now with the lower back, push it back a little bit, but at the same time, try to pull up the pelvis a little bit, the pelvic area. And down. 3 more times. 2 more. And 1 more. Excellent. Now the next thing I want you to do, you have a choice. You can cross your right foot over your left foot, or you can cross your right knee right over. And that's what I'm going to do, as if I'm crossing my legs. And posture's nice and straight. I'm going to put my left hand in front, keeping my body straight. As I said, I'm just going to push a little bit with my left hand. Look over in diagonal. And what I'm feeling the stretch is in the entire body. Feeling a bit of a stretch in the upper leg. Holding it for the 20 seconds. Let's do 2 deep breaths. Those breaths, not only are they taking the time, but they're also getting that oxygen into the blood or into the lungs. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Ankle or cross that leg. Right hand on the opposite side of the left leg here, and I'm going to look diagonally. So I'm pushing a little bit with my right hand, feeling that stretch on the left side of the body. One deep breath. Excellent. Let's do that hip hike again, just to straighten everything out. Right hip, right arm, left hip. Pelvic tilt a little bit. Push back and tilt that pelvic area a little bit forward or up. One more time. Excellent. I'm just going to grab my tie. So I'm sitting at the front of my chair with the tie. I'm going to lift up my right foot, put the tie around the ball of the foot. Both hands are on the tie. Posture, of course, is always straight. Point the toe to the ceiling and just hold that position. Hold that position for about 20 seconds. So let's do 2 deep breaths. One more. When I exhale, bring that foot up a little farther. Try to keep the body straight and exhale. Put both bands into your right hand. I'm going to put my left hand on the chair just to keep myself secure. I'm going to move that foot to 11 o'clock. I said 11, but I meant 1. 2 o'clock. Trying to keep my posture straight, the hips straight. 3 o'clock. One deep breath, breathe in. When you breathe out, try to put that foot 4 o'clock, if you can. Really feeling that stretch in the inner leg. I'm actually feeling the muscles on the outer. Let's bring that back to center. Left hand, right hand on the chair. 11 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I'm going to hold it at 10 when you're seated. Not quite the same feeling as when you're laying flat on a mat. Breathe in and out. Excellent. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to put the tie around the ball of my left foot. Both hands on the tie, posture straight. I'm going to point those toes to the ceiling. Really feeling the stretch in the entire leg. Now breathe in. When you breathe out, point that toe 1/2 inch higher. Excellent. Left hand around both bands, ends of the band. Hand on the side. Right side, 11 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's see if you can get down to 8 o'clock. Bring the foot back to the front. Grab with your right hand, left hand on the chair. Posture is nice and straight. Left foot, 1 o'clock. Try to sit up straight. Sometimes I tend to lean back. 2 o'clock. And let's stay at the 2 o'clock. Nice deep breath. Breathe in. And breathe out. And bring it back to home. And just remove the tie. Excellent. Bit of a hip hike. Other. Straightening out that spine. Pelvic tilt. Another. Excellent. Okay, the next thing I want you to do, right foot. Once again, you can put it around your left ankle or put it right on top of your left knee. My posture's straight. All I'm going to do here, very gently with my right hand, is push that leg down a little bit. Once again, feeling a big stretch all in the hip area, leg area, posture straight. Let's do one deep breath. And out. Now the next move is you're going to stay in this position, don't move, but you're going to lean over at the hip. I don't want you leaning at the waist. I want you leaning over at the hip. Keep your eye on the wall in front. So it's just more of an exaggerated stretch than what we were doing when we were just pushing down. Excellent stretch. You may find after doing this, you're a little stiff for a day or two. And bring that back up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Left leg, either over your ankle, your choice. Mine's over my knee, my left hand on the upper leg of the left. Posture's nice and straight. I'm just pushing very gently. We're going to do one deep breath. bending at the hip forward. Remember, not at the waist, bending at the hip. Eyes on the wall in front. Great stretch. Great for movement of the hip. As we get older, our hips get tighter. Not quite as able to do those long strides because our hips are tighter. And bring that on up. Great. Now the next thing I want you to do is that cat and the cow. So for the cat, what I want you to do is put your hands, pretend you're on all fours, and you're just going to push that lower back towards the back of your chair. For the cow, push your tummy towards the floor if you were on all fours. And the cat, easy stretch. Anytime you have back problems, just do this. You'll probably feel better, loosening up the muscles. And cow. When you have a sore back, we tend to stiffen up our back, and this is where this would be great for loosening up those muscles. Excellent. Now the last thing I want you to do, or not the last, the second last, is create that letter C that I did with the people on the mat. Feet to the right. So my toes are pointed to the ceiling. My hands. Now I'm going to just curve my body to the right. Picture a capital letter C. And bring it home. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Heels, hands, all on the left. Excellent. The very last thing I want to do is a total stretch. Heels in front, hands above. Touch your fingers to the ceiling. Touch your toes to the ceiling. Total stretch. Now point your toes to the wall in front. Now if your toes are cramping, don't do it. And relax. So everybody, that is it for your stretch class. So the formats that we use today is a mat, but as you can see, we can also do the same fitness class using a chair. So I hope you enjoyed that class. It's a nice relaxing. I always say the stretch class is like going and spending a few $100s and having a massage. Instead you're doing it yourself. So I want to thank everybody. I hope you stay safe. We're still in isolation. I hope you stay healthy. And Guy, come on over, because behind the scenes, we've always got Guy. He looks like he's not doing very much, but he does a lot. So thanks very much, Guy. So everybody, I hope to see you again.
Jump, jump, jump.